Trust. Dependency. Love. Respect. Passion. Pain. Intimacy. Pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, a kiss, then you hugged me, then you smile, you look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be right
there. Ooh, it's getting sexy tonight. The aunties are back, y'all. Listen, we wasn't here last week because we was out on the town doing our thing and be more. But we back tonight, and our discussion tonight is whispers, moans, and other forbidden sounds. And we got our guest, none other Nicole, the Melanated Vixxen, in this thing with us tonight. So we want y'all to come on in, get comfortable, and join us for a hell of a conversation tonight. Because it's going to get a little noisy around these parts. And I want y'all to be here to hear all the sounds. Because, sounds be getting us in moods. So we want y'all to tap in. Welcome to another episode of PGC After Dark with the Crazy Rich Aunties. We up in this thing tonight. Ian's. Hi. How y'all doing? Regina. Auntie Gina. You gotta unmute, Bookie. There we go. You got it.
Computer is going. Can you hear me?
There we go. Boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got you, girl. I'm so mad. I be so mad every time I see your lights in the background. Because the lights that I have, they just don't the app doesn't let us change it no more. Like the app doesn't work anymore for my lights. Oh. So now I can't change them. I can't hook them up to my Alexa. I can't do nothing.
Oh wow.
I gotta buy some other bulbs. But they pissed me off when they did all of that because we was over there in sync with all of the sexy stuff going on. But tonight, we got our guest in the building, Miss Nicole Waldron, a.k.a. the Melanated Vixxen. Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How you doing, honey?
I'm good. How are y'all? Thanks for inviting me.
Good, girl. So, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people so they know who you are, mamas.
Well, first of all, can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Because sometimes this might be tripping. So, but anyway, my name is Nicole Waldron. My name is Nicole Waldron, aka the Melanated Vixxen. I am a certified sex and pleasure coach, educator, and founder of Melanated Vixxen LLC, where we go through helping adults unlearn some myths and stereotypes and so many different things that are hindering to our sex lives, our pleasure, our life overall, and trying to educate, breaking the myths by leading with education so that we can go into situations in a more educated light and be more liberated, as we lead into our sex lives, into our adulthood. Try to bring in some care, some, authenticity, some funny, some, education, some sexiness, of course, as we do that. So that is what I do.
Yes, ma'am. We is here for the education. We is here for all of that good shit. Because guess what? We need it.
Yes.
We need every bit of education. We need every bit of education and all of that good stuff.
Absolutely.
When it comes down to our sexuality and all of those kind of things, which is why we do this show. The reason for this show is to help people to be mindful and understand how your sexuality is important, but also it's not negotiable. Your sexuality, your sensuality, all of the things that you enjoy to the fullest, knowing what you like and what you enjoy, that is a luxury that a lot of us don't actually tap into or don't see it as a luxury, and it actually is. And so that's why we've been doing the Kink Month celebration and conversations all month long, because it is beyond necessary for us to talk about these different aspects of what sexuality is. And it's not always just hunching on each other. And it's not always just penetration. It is more than just penetrating somebody else. It is the mental health, it is the connection, it is the intimacy, it is the not just intimacy with others, but intimacy within yourself. So there is so much more to sexual health and wellness. That's why I like saying sexual health and wellness and not just sexual health, because there are many different layers to it that we have to tap into. And just in case y'all didn't check it out tonight, again, our conversation tonight is whispers, moans, and other forbidden sounds. So listen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the things. Let's talk about the things. Hey, Coop. Let's talk about the things in regards to sounds when it comes to sex. Let's talk about the sounds. Tell me, what's y'all sounds? Like, what's your favorite part of the audio part of sex? You don't know?
Favorite part? My favorite part? Oh, let's see. I think when it comes to sex, I just love to hear a man just moan. Because a lot of men, they're quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And just to hear him just like totally just let go and be like, oh, girl.
Cool. I'm going to pop you.
Huh?
I'm talking to Coop in the comments.
Oh, it's
He said when that thing started sounding like macaroni and cheese.
girl. Yeah, that part too. That.
Mm-hmm. I like sex sounds in general. So, for me, it's not just the moaning. I like the whispers, the breath. I like hearing somebody breathing. I like the breathing. I like, outside of the breathing, the moans. I like the sounds. I love that sound too, Coop. But not necessarily me, not my sound. I like the sound. So if a dude sends me a video, I don't want to just see you doing anything. I want to see you doing it and hear you doing it. I don't want it to sound dry. Like, I want to hear the moisture. I want to hear all of the things that make it sound like sex, because why are you sending me this dry ass video? I don't want it dry. I want the moisture. I want the sounds. I want the moans. Like, don't take the experience from me, because that's what you're doing if you don't allow the space for me to hear and see all the things. Don't take the experience from me. So give me all of it. Give me the full gambit of sounds and sights while you're doing what you're doing. Because if you're doing it and you're doing it well, you're going to get something in return, okay? You're going to get a nice little video in return. But I don't like dry sounds. I don't like all of that. where I'm not hearing nothing. Because
Hmm.
why I'm not hearing nothing? Are you not enjoying yourself? So, what about you, Nicole?
I 1,000% agree with everything that you said. Like I need to hear all of the sounds. I need to hear that you're enjoying it. I need to hear that you're enjoying yourself. Very much like you. I was, uh, someone sent me a video of them recently, and that's exactly what it was. And I mean, I liked it because they were talking through that, like almost
Yes,
talking
talk
themselves
to
through it. You
me.
know what I mean? But it wasn't even just like them talking themselves through it. It was them talking about what they're thinking about, or how they're feeling, like I just had to get this out, or what you said to me earlier, or what I saw earlier, I was so turned on by this, I needed to do it. And you can tell how turned on they are because of how fast the stroke is, because you hear whatever lube it is that they're using to get things going, and their hand movements, or like when they stop, or when they're being more firm, or whatever, like you can. And it also helps like paint that picture too, for what's going on with them, especially when they're describing something. You're just like, okay, I can kind of tap into what you're talking about. And then like listening to it, you can be there with them. It even heightens your arousal, even if you were just like, oh, what is this damn video this man sending me now? Like wasn't really looking for it, I'm not really in the mood. But by the time you watching that, and you're just like, okay, I hear this now, you enjoying this, and it was me that inspired. Please go on. So you for me, it's that. And then of course, when having an experience with somebody, um yeah, much like the both of you, I like to hear the moans, I like to hear the groans, I like to hear that whatever move that you just did, or that I just did, got you, feeling away, like, oh, you stuck right there, you like that move, didn't you? Okay, great. So it's like, it also heightens the ego, not only for me, but it can be for the person that I'm experiencing as well. So I like to hear all of those. I like to hear the mac and cheese sound, because that lets me
That
know,
tickles
like,
me when
okay,
people call it the
so
mac and cheese sound. That tickles me so much.
right. But like, I like to hear that as well, because that lets me know that, oh yes, I am aroused. And even if I don't say it, or even if I'm stuck, just moaning or whatever, making whatever sound, at least we both know that the arousal is there, that the arousal is there. So I like to hear all of that. I like to hear the dirty talk. It's 100% needed. um yeah, just all those things. If there's a playlist going in the background as well,
Mhm.
like, just give me, I need the whole mood. Like, ultimately, I need all of that to make the experience like an experience for real, and not a lackluster one.
Absolutely. I think even for me, I think that's why I'm very into like phone sex. That's so
Hmm.
old school for some people because everybody wants to see everything, but I don't need to see it. Because I have a very vivid imagination, so I don't have to see it. I can
Yeah.
imagine it and be in the same space with you, but also you talking to me about the experience
Hmm.
does something to me a whole lot more than you just talking, than you showing me the experience. No, let me imagine it. Let it manifest and just kind of fester in my brain a little bit. Let the buildup happen in my head
Right.
because the buildup is happening. I can hear you. I can imagine the scenario myself. I don't necessarily have to see the scenario, but I think my brain and the overall situation intensifies um when I'm able to imagine it, not just see it. I think seeing
Right.
it is cool, but I'm very big on hearing it more than I'm on seeing it.
I think especially when you have someone who can um, do a good job of painting the picture with their words.
Yes.
That
Yes.
definitely helped,
I think
because
that's the
you know
part.
how Yeah, because if you have someone
The
who
fuck
is
for me.
just
Hell yeah.
if you've got someone who is just dry with the words and they can't give you more than a few things, they can't paint the picture, they can't just, if you have to constantly um use probing questions to ask, like, okay, so what else were you thinking about? Or okay, like that shit right
Yeah, I don't
there,
want to have to ask you a
please
whole lot
just
of
stop.
motherfucking questions.
Right, just tell me what it is,
Tell
even
me.
if you don't. Exactly. Even if you don't give me 1,000 like a real descriptive, broad or anything, just tell me how you feeling. Just tell me what you were thinking about. Just tell me like, oh, last time I had really good head. Oh, it was the sound of this. It was the this. Like give me something. So one, I could be in that picture with you, or I could use my imagination just as good. But don't give me no Cliff Notes of the Cliff Notes as version of what's going on. Please paint the picture so that we can have enjoyable phone sex together, because I'll hang up on your ass.
So, y'all know I love to get technical when it comes down to these kind of conversations and shit, right? So, I'm going to get real
Mhm.
technical for y'all real quick because I was looking up when we talk about sounds and when we talk about all of those kind of things, because y'all know, like, I geek out on shit like this. If y'all don't know, like I really geek out and really look into some of the things that happen when we hear certain sounds or when we engage in certain things. And so, um, part of our discussion is like how the brain responds to sound and the connection between audio and arousal. Okay. So
Mhm.
that's part of the conversation. So listen, let me tell y'all something. Um, So y'all know how we listen to music, and when we listen to music, um, we can feel it. It's the same thing for sounds. If you hear a weird sound, your body responds. If you hear something super loud, your body responds. And so, in the same vein of things, there is a connection between audio and arousal. That's why a lot of people like ASMR sounds and all of those kind of things, because people really do love audio. And so here's my little geek out moment. Here's my little nerdy moment. So when a sound enters your ears, it travels through the auditory cortex. Okay. But it doesn't stop there. It quickly activates areas of the brain tied to emotion, pleasure, and instincts. So, regardless of the sound, those are the three type of spaces that sound may enter. Again, it is tied to emotion, pleasure, or instinct. So, the amygdala, the part that processes emotion and intensity, interprets the tone, whether it feels comforting, commanding, or erotic. Then the hypothalamus, which controls hormones, can respond by releasing dopamine, the pleasure chemical. We learned that a little while ago. So the pleasure chemical, when a sound feels intimate, familiar, or exciting. The brainstem and autonomic nervous system can increase heart rate or skin sensitivity based on how the sound makes us feel, which is why a single whisper can send a literal chill down your spine. So, essentially, your brain translates sounds into sensation. That's why a partner's voice, a certain breath pattern, or the sound of skin brushing can instantly change the energy in a room.
Yep.
So, that may also be part of the reason why women tend to enjoy um, certain voice tones and things of that nature, because those tones heighten sensations, those tones. So if you got a man whispering in your ear and his voice is super deep, what you think gonna happen?
Mhm.
I'm gonna be in
Mhm.
there like, hey, keep talking to me, please.
Right.
Okay.
You are definitely stimulating my nervous
You
system
is
in the best
stimulating
way,
a lot of
please.
things, sir.
Mhm.
Keep talking to me nice, please, and thank you.
And and if you think about it too, since it is stimulating your nervous system, right? If you think about, I mean, if we had an image of like the body and all the nerves that run through your body, I mean, if we think about also where we have the most nerve endings in our
Hey.
body, it's going through the sound is going through your ears, it's going to, down your spine, down your neck, like you have thousands of nerve endings that are going to your neck, of course, all your different erogenous zones, um, going to, for women, going to your clitoris, 8,000 nerve endings there to, the head of the man's penis that has not 8,000, but definitely thousands of nerve endings as well. Like having those sounds, the whispers, the deep tones, the deep voices, all of these different things, like it makes perfect sense. Your entire nervous system is completely stimulated.
Absolutely. And even with the combination of sounds and smells that
Hmm.
happens, you have a sexy smell on top of the sexy sounds, then it becomes something totally different and increases the stimulation all the more. So the other part of my geek out, because y'all know I don't stop at one. So when I say I'm gonna get on your nerves, that's a good thing. And he is okay. I ain't mad at you.
Only if you stimulating those said nerves now
Right. He said I'm trying to
in the right
stimulate
way.
your head. Okay, so the other part of my geek out is the limbic system, where emotions meet memory. So the limbic system is the brain's emotional core. Okay, this is how it links what we hear with what we remember and feel. Okay, so when someone whispers your name, it can remind your body of safety, intimacy, or desire because your brain connects that sound with a memory or emotional experience. Okay? Now, y'all like y'all name being whispered?
By the
I
right
feel like
voice.
y'all a little bit nasty, so I think the answer is yes. Don't be out
Yeah,
here acting shy now, y'all. I don't know what this about tonight, cause ain't none of
right.
y'all shy.
No, I'm not a little bit. I'm a lot of bit nasty. Yes, you better whisper my
Okay,
name,
because
and
I'm like, wait a
and
minute,
the
what's
voice has to be
happening?
right. The
Okay,
voice, a nice deep voice. Yep.
yes. So, um, this is more technical. The hippocampus stores those memories of touch, pleasure, and emotional closeness, and the amygdala recalls the emotional charge that came with them. Um, So if you had somebody previously that whispered in your ear and it made you feel away, and then you experience it again, it may not be the same person, but it may be the a similar experience. Your body is going to remember the previous experience, and then your body will respond in that same manner. It may not be the exact feeling, but it will be a very similar response to the experience you're going through at the moment. So, together they create what we call sensory memory loops, meaning when you hear a similar sound later, your body reacts as if it's happening again. So that's also part of why if we're enjoying a song during sex or during a pleasurable moment and we hear it again, we have that same kind of experience. We have that same kind of flashback moment. We have that memory that pulls from the back of our brain to the front, and then our body goes through a sensation. So sometimes we're experiencing a thing that we may not have wanted to experience because, based on the place we're in, it may not be the right time to be experiencing this feeling, but here
Mm,
we are. Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So that's why hearing a certain tone, voice, like I said, or even a song can make you feel turned on, nostalgic, or suddenly comforted. Sometimes it's not necessarily a horny place that we go to, but a comforted place. Sometimes it may be like, oh my God, I remember when we was cuddling. You know, it may be a song that reminded you of the cuddle, that reminded you of the embrace, the love, the sweet moments and things like that. It's not always connected or tied to a sexual moment. Okay, let me make sure I make that clear. It can also it's also why sounds that trigger pleasure for one person may trigger anxiety or discomfort in someone else, because each of us has our own sensory history built into our nervous system. So a song that may be a pleasurable memory for me may not be one for Dewana or for Nicole. It may be a totally different type of experience for them based on their life experiences and what they've been through overall. And then lastly, conditioning. So how sounds become erotic triggers. Okay. Just like smell or touch, sound can be conditioned into a sexual or emotional response through repetition and association. So here's how that works. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. When a sound repeatedly appears during an arousing or emotionally charged moment, like a lover's moan or the rhythm of breathing or the background music, like I said, the brain learns to link that sound with pleasure. Okay. And then over time, the sound alone can activate the arousal pathways even without physical touch. This is known as classical conditioning, the same mechanism behind why a certain perfume, song, or voice can instantly turn you on and bring back a vivid erotic memory. Conditioning also explains why some people develop audio fetishes or sound kinks. Did y'all know that was a thing? I didn't
certainly
know.
did.
I didn't know sound kink or audio fetishes was a thing.
I did
Um,
not.
like being
There are
turned on by
plenty.
whispers, breath sounds,
Mhm.
or even specific accents or tones. Huh. The brain literally wires that sound to a reward response. Huh. So, what I want y'all to take away from that little nerdy moment is that sound equals emotion equals memory equals reaction. Okay. Um, the good part about it is it's a natural, powerful tool for connection and anticipation. So when somebody gets really close to you and they get to talking to you, then you have the expectation or anticipating them whispering in your ear or breathing on your neck or kissing on your neck and all of those kind of things. The bad part about it is that if sounds are tied to negative memories, they can cause discomfort or emotional shutdowns during intimacy. So that's why conversations with your person are important, okay?
Yep.
About their past, about all of those kind of things. Those things are important, okay? And the unknown, we're only beginning to understand how personalized sound triggers could be used for healing trauma, deepening trust, and enhancing desire. So the more we tap into all of these unknown things and tapping into how the body works, which is what we love to do, uh, and that's why we're having the conversations we've been having here, because it's not only important to know about the penetration part of sex, it is absolutely important to know all of the mechanisms and all of the um, chemicals and all of the things within our body that help us to experience sex like never before.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. Okay, I'm trying to experience something. Okay,
Period.
like never before. Um,
Yeah.
so I got questions, ladies. I got questions. Um, do you think your turn-ons were born from experiences or can they be learned through repetition?
Mm.
I think both. I think it could I think it's like a catch 22. Some of your experiences can be learned through repetition, and then some of them are learned. They're learned. They're just yeah. I think it's both. I think it can.
Okay.
They can be both.
I think for me, it's gonna be. I think just learn through experiences because I feel like I'm okay with what I don't like. If it's something sexually, it ain't gonna be too much repetition because I don't like that.
Because you don't like it.
And
Hmm.
I'm okay with things that I don't like.
Yeah.
So for me, I say through experiences I've learned kind of like, oh, I like that,
Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think
What about you,
I
Nicole?
think so. I think the same, a lot of the same, but I also have some other, things to go with that. So definitely through like learned experience, right? So um someone does something during your sexual experience and you're just like, oh wait, I didn't even like because how many times have we been like, oh, I didn't know that I like that. Okay, continue doing that. We'll put that in the list of yeses. Yes,
Yeah.
I love this. Please continue doing that. I didn't know. I didn't know that when you're whispering, doing your dirty talk here, and then all of a sudden you bite my neck or whatever, and then like I didn't know that I would like that shit. I read about it, but I
Right.
didn't know that I'd actually like that shit. So
Yeah.
now that you've done it, I like it. Keep doing that, right? But also,
Yes.
I don't like when you say these words or these things, or like when you do this one thing uh, others may like it, but no, thank you. I'm good. But then I also think of things like trauma responses, like people who have SA fantasies, um, who or have been SA'd, and even though that was such a traumatic experience for them, at they sometimes, not all, not everyone, but sometimes they also that turns into a bit of a kink for them as well. Not
Absolutely.
all of it, obviously, not the whole. I mean, yes, there's people who do like consent, non-consent, but also we cannot confuse that people who like CNC are also people who have been essayed or anything like that. It is a fantasy thing. It's about the power exchange, control, etc. That's a whole nother conversation. But people who truly have been essayed, who there's a part of them that there's a certain kink in or a certain turn on for them when certain words and phrases are used or certain amounts of pressure is used and things like that. But if you ask them about this before, they never would have liked that. They're like, no, thank you. I don't like that. But then a certain situation happened and now it's kind of like, but my body was turned on even though I didn't want this. My body was turned on and now I find myself turned on. You know what I mean? And then like it becomes, depending on how they embrace it or not, a taboo thing. And it's like, do I embrace this because I really am aroused by this, but also I feel ashamed because this is
I
what
feel like
happened and now I
But
because
I
like
I'm
this
liked
thing.
aroused
it.
by this.
Right. Exactly. So I feel like there's different levels to that, for sure, because it it wasn't something that was necessarily repeated. It was just something that was done to them, and now they found that it was, that they were aroused by it. Because I mean, once we all started having sex and we knew what we liked, and then all of a sudden people are talking about choking and stuff. You're just like, don't choke me, don't put your hands around my neck. But now, well,
Please do.
choking is nice. You know what I mean?
Please do.
or
Don't
Um,
kill me.
or
B, you
Look.
can
right,
definitely
exactly.
ask your
Please know how to
questions,
do it
any questions
correctly.
that you
Yeah.
have. Y'all feel free to put your questions in the comments and all of that good stuff. Make sure you like and share the video if you are tuned in with us tonight. And again, make sure you put your questions in the comment section. That's what it's there for. You can ask any kind of questions as long as you're not getting too much into our business. Or asking
Exactly.
personal questions. If you got personal questions, you can reach out to us individually if you know us. If not, then put your questions in the chat. Okay? Don't get too all of that good stuff. But I definitely feel you, Nicole, as far as knowing where some of the things that we enjoy come from. I know for me, doing these kind of things or having these kind of conversations, I am learning so much more about myself. And
Agreed.
then even these conversations help me to replay my experiences and really
Mhm.
see if I did enjoy the experience or was I in the moment. And that moment I enjoyed the experience, but it's not something that I want to happen outside of that particular experience. Because sometimes
Mhm.
that's a thing too. I enjoyed it at that moment, but I don't think it may be something I want to do again. But
Yeah.
also it could be that I want to do that again, but not with that person.
Yes.
I
So
was
the
just getting ready to say,
experiences,
Yep.
yeah, the
Mhm.
experience
I've
may be
enjoyed something
different
in the
based on
moment with a
context.
person that another
Yeah,
person couldn't do.
yeah.
Mhm,
So
and
context
vice versa, like,
matters.
no,
Yeah.
yeah, we're not doing that again. However, when you find that person that you can talk to and you're like, "I trust you, and I know that I can tell you about this thing, and I can tell you I'm willing to try it, and I know that you're going to take proper care of me and do this the right way," or do it
Yeah.
slowly to really see, do I actually really like this for real, as long as it's done the correct way, or
Yeah.
like the way that I consented to be done, that kind of thing, or do we just throw the whole thing out the window
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Um
I agree
and,
with
and I think sometimes with those kind of experiences, you learn how to communicate your communicate the things that you like or don't
that.
like
Mhm.
even more. So I think again going back to the fact that a lot of us need to start having more conversations with the people that we are actually in tune with or connected to, or that maybe our little sneaky link or whatever the case may be, but having those conversations, because if you got a sneaky link, you still want that shit to be amazing. You still want it to be a good ass experience. You don't want it to be just a sneaky link type of situation and y'all don't even really get to the nitty gritty of the things that y'all want to try.
Right. What's a sneaky
What
link
we
without good
sneaking for?
sex?
Thank
What we
you, because
sneaking
what
Like,
am I
for?
sneaking
what's
around with
a
you
sneaky link
for?
without good sex?
Because what am I
Otherwise,
sneaking around with you for? Absolutely
okay.
not.
No,
If I'm not getting
real.
cracked, like if
Like
I'm not
Yeah,
crack
getting
for
cracked
real.
me.
for real,
Then what
please
are we
please
doing?
go.
Right.
What are we
Nicole
doing?
said something I want to touch on, like about that safety piece too. Like, I really feel like that's an important factor for me. Like, certain levels of me, I have to be in a vulnerable kind of place for it. You know what I mean? And so
Absolutely.
everybody don't get the same sexual experience with me because if I'm not really feeling a person to a certain, like my comfortability, I guess, with them when it comes to that vulnerable place, like I don't know how to let them in that way if I'm not
And
safe.
I also feel like, I mean, first of all, safety should come with every person that you are having a sexual experience with. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But I also understand like there's going to be levels of safety
Right.
and how comfortable you feel with a person to let them, to allow them in, to allow yourself to experience certain things with them. But safety should always be first and foremost. Consent is the next thing as well. Just because, oh, well, let's just do that. We already here in this moment. If that's not something that you're really feeling, then you really need to say something, regardless of how long you've known a person or not, because a lot of things can be said and done when all of those hormones and endorphins are high, and you, just like we say a lot of things or
Girl,
allow
a
things
lot of things that we
during
would not say outside of that
normally,
space.
exactly, because when you look at that person when you're done, you're just like, hell no, why did I even say that with you? Because
Get off of me,
the
you
concept, the
demon. What is
potential,
this?
right, the potential consequences, whether it be children or you stalking me, absolutely not. Why would I say some shit like this whilst we
Listen,
so
Yes.
that's
that, yeah.
That's that post nut clarity.
No, for real.
Women have it
For
too.
It's
real.
It's
a real
like
thing.
It is.
it's
Because you
like
just look at them,
what
you're just
did we
like, what the
just
hell did I
do?
do?
Like,
Why did
Listen,
but
I
that's
do
men are
that?
also
What could
not the
why,
only ones that experience it, okay?
yeah,
Exactly,
that's
exactly.
why a
For
That
lot
whole
of
like
real.
what
us
you about to
after we've
do, that
had
whole what you about to do, like, hey,
Oh,
you gotta
man,
go,
listen.
bro.
um that's why a lot of us when we are having solo play, when we're done, we turn that shit off so fast.
Yes,
When we
very
done, don't
much.
nobody sit there and watch porn after you've gotten what you went to go get. Like once you done, you ready to turn that shit off because who is this watching this film? Why are we watching this? What is this? I'll be
You know
so
what?
quick to throw the phone and
That is so
get
that is so hilarious. I was
this shit
talking to
off
a
of
guy
my
recently.
screen. No.
Yes,
Who
I was talking
are
to a guy
you right
recently
now,
about
ma'am?
that, and
Who is this
he
person?
said the same thing. He said the same thing. He's like, after I'm done, he was just like, "Ooh, what is this filth? What is this trash? Get it off my
Yes.
phone.
Get
Who's
off of me, you
watching
did.
this?"
Hell yeah. Because why you got me up here
I know,
acting out of
right?
character? B said bad sex with a sneaky link is about as pointless as a butter knife. Listen, I mean, butter knives
Hmm.
ain't always pointless, but I get what you're saying.
Right.
You're
I
right.
can break in a room with a butter knife.
um,
Just saying.
but I definitely understand the thought because
Yeah.
why
Hmm.
are we sneaking and we're not enjoying this thing? What is the whole point of
Experience.
sneaking? What is the whole point of having this happen? But also, I think a lot of people skip steps because you're a sneaky link.
Mm.
Like we shouldn't be skipping the conversations. Now, we shouldn't be skipping the conversations about what good sex is or what that looks like and all of that kind of stuff. But also, people just skip so much
Yeah.
Yeah.
when it comes to the sneaky link. Yeah, it's a sneaky link and it's about, a lot of times it's about the sex, but
Most
you
times.
can't skip the getting to know you part.
Right.
I feel
Okay.
like, but also that's me. Maybe that's why I don't have a sneaky link.
Okay, let me ask this. I mean, I'm better, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask this question. What about when you don't want to ask the questions, Leah? I
you
mean, just
That's what
being
I'm saying.
real.
Like I
Well, I
think
don't
for
want to know
me,
that. I
right, but I'm
want what I
saying
want.
you can't get to the I want what I want without at least knowing a nice little bit of information about this person. Because you don't even know if they're capable of being the person to provide that to you. Like
Exactly. Or if they
I,
even like that.
yeah, or if you even like that person or any of that. Like,
No, I mean, if the
cause
person even likes or is comfortable with doing what it is that you're asking
that
for, it
you
might seem
like,
basic to you.
yeah.
It might seem basic to you, but what if they had a bad experience, or what if they're just like, I just don't feel comfortable doing that.
Yes. So that's what I think
You don't
that
want a
my
bad experience with sex. You just don't want. I
Hmm.
mean, you because you didn't ask the questions, and so when you go into it, it's like, really? So I didn't got naked for what?
yes.
Yeah.
Like what did I
No,
get naked
you
for
just
if
got
we
got
wasn't gonna
naked and you
do
just got a wet ass.
if
That's
you
it. That's
wasn't
all.
gonna lick the peanut butter off my booty and you're allergic to peanut butter? What did we do this for?
Exactly.
That's a
Now I'm
disappointment.
Exactly.
I'm
mad
not gonna be
because I didn't
disappointed.
wasted time. You didn't put this peanut butter on my booty. It didn't get licked off. I'm upset. Like,
Mm-mm.
what are we doing? Why did
Right.
we even do this?
Why?
Right.
I don't want to
Hmm.
leave. I don't want to come and then leave with a wet ass, and that's it. That's all.
I don't want to leave with a wet ass that wasn't wet for a great reason. I don't
Say
want to be
that.
like, damn, like
Say that.
when we're dead, like I want to be like, damn, this still, I'm still sticky, I'm still wet, but you know what? That was a good ass time. I enjoyed every second of
Right.
it whilst I'm cleaning up
Right.
later. Like, it's gotta be like you. So like when people are saying things like, I don't want to have to train a new person, or I don't want to have to tell somebody about how to how to do different things or ask all these questions. You should know how to do da da da. Which I mean, on one hand, I kind of understand what that person is saying as far as like you grown enough, you should have enough sexual experience to know these different things. But also, like, everybody does not like everything doesn't like everything, one, but two, everybody doesn't like everything the same way.
Why
So
did I say
That's
you
true.
two?
do have to
But I
have
forgot
those.
Moses was in the comments. Lord Jesus.
I mean, I ask lots of questions, so for me,
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
and that's
have
what
to you
like
have
a
to
lot
ask
of
the questions.
times.
You have to see how comfortable people are with different things. Just because you say that you like spanking or whatever, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, I know how to do that," and they're not giving you the right
What
pressure
you want.
or anything like that. You're not saying, "Okay, you know what? I need you to stop, or I need you to do this, I need you to do that." Because I mean, I will say we as women, it's harder it's been historically harder for us to be vocal about our
yes.
likes, our dislikes, our needs,
Mm-hmm.
please don't, or, just go ahead and stop doing this because we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to get the other person upset. We're concerned about
And
our safety and
that
just all these different things. Well, it's going to be over soon. And so our pleasure always took a back seat. But also, we still have to look at the male perspective as well, because as much as they're like, I mean, we have to remember that for a lot of men, it's just kind of like, I'm just gonna come here and do it because, oh my God, she allowed me to come in and have this experience with her. I'm gonna do all the different things that I like, and I think that I'm pleasing, but also after they nut too. There's a lot of men who are just like, of course, I want your pleasure, but they don't know what that looks like for you. All
and
four of us here, completely different. So we
and a
have
lot
to
of men
have
don't know
that
exactly what
communication.
the real
Yeah.
pleasure looks like for themselves either.
That's
Like
true.
Correct, because
That's true.
they're just like, just
outside
because it.
of penetration, a lot of men don't understand or don't know what pleasure looks like as a full body experience.
That's
Yeah.
Like
true.
Yes.
a lot of men equate pleasure to their penis, and that's about
Mm-hmm.
it. The
That's it.
pleasure
Right.
part is a lot more before you even get to the penis. And so,
That's
Before,
it.
oh
Correct.
yes,
yeah,
Correct.
That's
a lot
it.
of times men equate that to pleasure. They
Mm-hmm.
don't think about the massages or the touch or
Mm-hmm.
the other things that equate to pleasure that can
yes.
actually get them to a longer lasting pleasurable
Pleasurable
experience.
experience.
Yeah,
Full
but
Absolutely.
body
or
pleasure. Yeah.
sometimes they equate it to getting head or giving head, and then it'd be like,
Uh-huh.
okay, but
What
Baby, it's
Right.
else?
way more to that.
is we kissing?
Mm-hmm.
Are you kissing
Right.
on
Right.
me? Are you licking on my like?
Right.
Are you giving me a full body experience so that I can give you
Right.
one,
Mm-hmm.
and or are you even
Exactly.
requesting a full body experience?
Right.
Because
Do you even know, besides, like your penis and maybe your nipples, like between men and women's bodies, like there are over 30 erogenous zones. Do you even know what any of them are?
Yeah. And then a lot of men, they are so homophobic. They don't even want their nipples played with. And there's so much pleasure in their
it's so
nipples.
many
Mhm.
men
It's
that I know that
ridiculous.
like their nipples played with. It is
Same.
Me
insane.
too.
I know
Me
lots
too.
of them as
Same.
well.
Me too.
Same.
But
It
you have some
is
that be like,
insane.
do not
Yeah.
touch my nipples. Do not
I
touch my
got introduced
nipples.
to it from a man.
And be like, okay,
Mhm.
whatever. You just don't
Like
understand. But it's fun playing with a
you can
man's
go
nipples
far with
who's
kissing. Heck
actually
yeah.
enjoys having their nipples enjoyed on. And it's
Absolutely.
and
You know how
Hey,
especially
many
sunshine.
places there are to
me, I
kiss on
like,
a body?
yes, like if okay, like men, if you go like their pelvis and you go right on their pelvis and you kiss right on their pelvis, that if you hit the right point, you can make their penis jump without even touching it
Mm-hmm.
with
Correct.
your lips, with your tongue,
Mhm.
without touching the
Mhm.
penis. You'll make that sucker say bloop bloop.
Make it say what?
Bloop bloop bloop.
Right.
And it'll stand like this. It'll stand up hard.
Yeah.
Be
And you're
bouncing
not
like the
even
Pixar
touching
laugh.
it.
Hey.
And it's like if
Exactly.
you go deep right there in the crease of their pelvis, that sucker stand up like this. And you're not touching it. You're not putting your mouth on it. It's just it'll do like that. But you have to know what you're doing. And if you have a man who's willing to allow you to explore,
Yep.
then it's like they'll be like, whoa, wait a minute. I did not know.
I didn't even know.
I didn't know, because it's like I've had men who I've done that to, and their toes do this.
You hear them cracking.
You hear them crack, and they'd be like, wait a minute. I did not know. Even, I don't know. I'm just telling on myself. I will suck your toes. I will suck your toes. And it will have you running.
Now that's one thing I ain't never did. I ain't never sucked a man toe.
You look. You have to that you have to have had your pedicure, because all men don't take care of their feet. But if you
but that's the other part. I'm like, I don't think I've ever been in a space where a nigga was even comfortable enough with himself to be like, "Would you suck my toes?"
But see, this is the thing.
Even see your toes.
Now I got to go back to the drawing board. Thanks, Gina.
Look, with me, I'm sorry. With me, I'm like this. If you allow me to be me, that ass is mine.
Period.
I'm just gonna do what I do, and what I do is what I do.
Period.
I got that.
I said, express yourself. Conversation rules the nation. Different women like different things, because I never subscribe to not teaching the man I'm with what I like. Absolutely. Right. I do not know why that is a thing. Like, I'm not gonna teach you. Why not?
Right. Exactly. This person is not the same. You don't even know if he knows how to do stuff.
How else would he learn? How else would he gain an understanding of you and your body if you aren't willing to teach? Now, you can do hands-on learning. It doesn't always have to be a conversation. You can do hands-on learning. If you're willing to explore and take the time and have that experience. I think a lot of people are so busy rushing through to get to the nut or to get to the end result that they miss the adventure. Moses,
I'd also like to add to that. I also like to to add to that having women who feel like they shouldn't explore their own body so that they themselves know what they like, and they're depending on their partner, whether it's a serious committed relationship, a sneaky link, whatever, you're looking for the person that you're experiencing to know how to please you when you don't know how to please yourself. Even if you, I mean, obviously, yes, take from the things that you've experienced with other people to know, like, oh yes, I like my neck kissed and licked and bitten and all these different things. But also, like, the only person, like the person who should be able to please your body best or know how to get to those spots easy should be the person who owns said body, you know. So people who don't like solo play on themselves, once again, you're missing out real big on that.
Don't like solo play.
Huh?
I said I question people who don't like
solo play. But this is what also comes from the people that I talk to that have those same things to say, as far as like, I've never done it, I don't like it. It's kind of like, but it's like, what is it that you don't like? Why don't you like it? And most people, it comes from a place of shame, which again is a whole nother conversation. But if you don't explore your body, whether you're looking in the mirror while you're doing that, setting up a whole scene or whatever, or just laying there and figuring out like the gentle touches or whatever, or, touching your clit, whatever, like what direction do you like it in? Everybody doesn't like this shit. Sometimes it's circular, sometimes it's up and down, sometimes it's all around the world. Like there's so many different, there's so many different things. There's so many different things.
Like self-pleasure though? What if you just don't like it? Again, I'm the question asker. I'm always asked the questions like, what if you just genuinely don't like it?
And the question is, but why though?
You don't like it. Well, how do you know why? You just don't.
A lot of times when some people say that they don't necessarily like it, then the question begs to, for me, is how do you know what you like if you haven't explored it within yourself? How do you expect somebody else to know how to touch you or where to touch you if you haven't done it yourself. Or if you haven't taken the time to actually feel your own body. It may not always be about masturbation, but definitely knowing what you like or how you like to be touched. Because your body is yours, and nobody, nothing, like Nicole said, a lot of times people don't like solo play because it's rooted in shame. Because somebody made you feel shame about the fact that you are in a space to where you are pleasuring yourself. Sunshine said religious spirit is behind not wanting solo play. A lot of times people always tell you that that's a demon, that you want that it's a demon in you that is desiring solo play. That's not of God, this, that, and the third, or whatever. You know, a lot of people will put that on somebody when you're younger, and then the older you get, you never want to do solo play. You don't know why you don't like it. You just don't like it. But then further down the line, you realize that somebody told you that shit was a demon. And you just decided that you didn't want to do it no more. Like, when we really look at the root of a lot of the things that we say we don't like, a lot of times it is rooted in shame. It is rooted in somebody else's belief about that thing that they put onto us. And then you never escape the idea of what somebody else told you when you were younger. Like, like she said, religious spirit is behind a lot of it.
You also got to look at it like this too. If you were molested as a child, and so that also kind of comes into play too. And for me, as being a person who was molested as a child, it took a while for me to get to the point of wanting to learn how to explore my body, because I felt shame behind my body. Because it was like every time I touched my body, it was always a memory of that person who took advantage of me as a child. But as I start growing and learning that start learning more about my body, I'm taking more
of your power
back. Of my power back, because they took it away from me as a child. And as I start growing more and more as a woman, I was like, okay, so as I started learning more about myself, I'm taking my power back. What they thought they took from me, I'm gaining my power back, and I'm learning more about myself. Yeah, you took this from me as a kid. Now I'm learning for myself. You took something from me that I could never take. I mean, I could never get back. But now I'm just growing more and more, and I'm learning more and more about myself. And now that I am at this age, now it's like I know what I like. And so as I go into different relationships, I can explain to this person, hey, I've been through this trauma, so I can tell them, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. This is how I'm going to approach this. This is how I want you to approach this. So there is mutual understanding about everything. So it's no, because baby, I'm all over the board, but I do like some aggressive sex. Okay. I like that and I like that biting, and I like all of that stuff. But it comes from a place of, I took all my power back. What you thought you took from me, I gained back. So it's like, yeah, it comes from, I didn't think I would like this because you did this to me as a child, but you know, it was shame at first, but damn, I don't give a damn no more, because I've grown and I've learned that it's me. It's my power. What you thought you did to shame me. You can't shame me anymore. I'm a grown woman, so my power is my power, and
your body is yours. Your body
is my body. And so what I do with my body,
power. Absolutely.
So you
So
found the
I have a
healing. So basically,
question.
you found the healing in
I
in
did. I
being able
found
to learn, yeah,
to
and
love
learning
me.
about your body, right, and knowing what, finding out what you like, touching your body, seeing yourself, and seeing like there's nothing about me to be ashamed of, but also it's okay to like these pleasures. So you found the healing in learning that, and I think if more people learned that as well, or took the time to discover that about themselves, that they can have the same kind of
Mhm.
liberation
Yep.
and openness to pleasure as a whole, for
Right.
sure.
That's
But yeah,
definitely my
I get it.
question.
Yep.
So, Nicole, Leo, Gina, my question to you would be, so I asked that question originally because I have talked to several, of course, being in education and just being on that line, I've experienced a lot of different women of different caliber. How do you, or what would you give, or what level of advice would you give for a woman who, one, has not really discovered herself, has not figured out her pleasure places or what turns her on, even for the very reasons each one of you ladies have given? Gina, from you being, sexually abused to, having a person who the experience was just bad and so they don't really know. Like how does a woman begin to come out of that?
Ooh, let me start. Okay. Um, you have to understand that pleasure is, like we talked about at the very beginning, that pleasure is a luxury.
Mhm.
And it is part of who you are. Like, pleasure is a part of who you are. Pleasure just doesn't lie in all of the other parts of your life, but pleasure definitely is a part of who you are, and you deserve to have pleasure in sexual experiences. And so, as you talk about pleasure, as you get to learning your body from top to bottom, you have to get into a space of exploration. And that exploration doesn't necessarily mean with someone else. You have to get into a space of exploring um, your body, reading books. Like, that used to be my thing all the time, reading books. Like, that's why I say I have my geek out moments on here when we get to talking about the sex chemicals and all of those kind of things, because you truly do have to take those moments to touch your body, recognize what your body likes, what type of fabrics your body likes, what type of scents smell good on your body. That is a
Mhm.
part of pleasure. Before
Yeah.
you even get to the solo play, you got to go through all of those channels. So take the time to learn what scent you like, why you like it, enjoying different um moments by yourself, whether that's laying in your bed listening to music under a soft ass blanket with the wind blowing through your window. Those are centers of pleasure that a lot of us overlook. Like, one of my favorite things is, like, after I take a bath, um I've learned how, because I used to work back in the day, I used to work for Vicky Secrets and stuff, and so I learned about layering and all of that kind of stuff when it
Mhm.
comes to, like, your body oils, body
Yeah.
lotions, and all of that kind of stuff. And so I've learned that I like a combination of masculine and feminine scents. I love a mahogany teak wood with eucalyptus and spearmint kind of mix with a little citrus on top. I oil myself up real good and I lay in the bed air drying. Why? Because that shit feels good. Because it's pleasurable to me. And then
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
only is it pleasurable, but now I'm smelling all of that oil and body butters and all of that I didn't put on in the room with me.
Mhm.
Then I like I was saying about Regina's lights. My lights don't do that no more. But setting the mood for yourself, you gotta literally get romantic with yourself before you
Mhm.
get sexually romantic with yourself.
Mhm.
Do the things, buy yourself flowers,
Mhm.
enjoy solo experiences, go take yourself on a date. All of
Yes.
those kind of things lead to you being able to understand and take ownership of your pleasure, of your body, of your sexual experiences, and all of that. Because at the end of the day, you can't expect somebody else to give you those things. So
Mhm.
also investing in those pleasurable things.
Mhm.
Invest
Yep.
in good body butters.
Mhm.
Invest in things that feel good on your body.
Absolutely.
That's why we like these silky ass robes. Like
Mhm.
I look forward to Fridays because I want to put this sexy ass robe on
Yes.
when we come on here on Friday, because this is part of my pleasure. But also I get to talk about pleasure in a different way. But also being around other women who allow you the space to talk about those things, because a lot of us don't have friendships or connections where we are able to truly tap into that space and say, you know what, I've never experienced such and such and such and
Mhm.
such, or I've never had the opportunity to experience these things, but I would like to.
Without
Um,
being judged.
yeah, without being
Yeah.
judged for it. Because shit, everybody's life is different. So we can't have the expectation that a lot of people have experienced certain things.
That's true.
Um, but also knowing where those things are rooted, where those things come
Mhm.
from, and how to navigate out of those spaces that make you feel guilt or shame about it. Because I know even for me, one of the things that I've had to learn was to, even when we have these conversations, I'd be like, oh Lord, I hope this ain't the day my nephew turned this show on. Then once in a while, my nephew will hop on, hey TT, baby, this not the show for you. You know what I'm saying? And and even thinking about like my siblings tuning in, my sisters will tune in, but I don't need my brothers tuning in.
Mm-mm.
Those kind of things. But hell, they know they sister. They see my social media. So having the freedom to truly express yourself is even one of the parts of the pleasure. And understanding your body in a total, knowing that you are a full person
Mhm.
and not just your other experiences in life, but pleasure is part of your
Right.
healing. It's a luxury to navigate healing as a navigate pleasure in a healed or healing space.
It's true.
I hope I answered your question. I know I'll be going on tangents and
I'd
whatnot.
like to add to that. So, I mean, definitely everything that you said that Leo has said here for sure. Um,
This man
pleasure
is the damn devil, of
pleasure is a
course.
luxury, but also pleasure is your birthright. And that I think trying to remember that and keep that at the forefront of your mind so that, and many people have heard it and said it and don't truly understand what that means. And all that really means is, you have to remember that you're allowed to experience pleasure in every every way possible. You're allowed to. You're born with that. No one can take
Mhm.
that away from you, right? That is for you, which is why solo play, or which is why learning what you like and what you love and what's pleasurable to you is important. You're the one who needs to find that out. So for me, when I'm talking to clients about things like that, because I do have clients who have that, who come to me with that same thing. That's why I brought up like women who don't like to do solo play at all. My question is, can you tell me why? And I'm gonna ask you that maybe 3 times, maybe in different
Mhm.
ways, so we can get to the root of why is
Definitely.
it that you don't like that, and 9 times out of 10, it is because of
It's
shame in
shame.
some way.
Mm.
So for my clients, I'll give them assignments of, okay, do you know if you like flowers? Because how many times are people like, oh, I want flowers and candy, but at the same time, they don't even know what their damn favorite flower is. They'll default to a rose because everybody gets roses.
Right.
Y'all realize that there are thousands of species of flowers out here,
Yeah,
correct? Like
yeah.
there's
A
so
bunch
many.
of species of roses too. People don't even be knowing.
Ex- exactly. And people don't know that. So if you do like flowers, fine, or if you think, or at least if you think that they are pretty, Go through a bunch of pictures. Go to your local grocery store or a florist or something like that, and walk around and see what you like. See what smells good. See what you're allergic to. Also, before you
That's
got
true.
people bringing you things, and you can't even have them in your house because you got to take a Claritin every time you walk into the
Mhm.
room. So figure out, do you actually like flowers? And if you do, start buying yourself flowers to make your home look beautiful. When you're engaged with someone or someone's interested in you and they come over and they see a floral arrangement in your house someplace, they'll take notice of that. You won't have to tell them, they'll take notice. She likes flowers. I noticed that she likes tulips. I'm gonna get her some tulips. You know, when springtime comes around, I'm gonna get her a plant or something like that. So that's something else, something small and something that you can invest in yourself, right? But also things like when it comes to the body as well, I try to have my clients do um, like mirror work and pleasure
Mhm.
mapping so that they
Mhm.
can take that moment to look at themselves in the mirror. But I also have them, just like Leo said, create that environment, create that space for them. So in the evening or the morning, whatever works best, but I think evening is better because you're finally like winding down from your day, right? All the stress of the day, you got kids, put them to bed. This is your time now. Now go take a nice, whether it's a bath or a shower, whatever you, or both, or whatever it is that you like to calm you down and relax from the day. When you're done, slather on body butters, oils. I love a good body butter, especially when that smells good, something that's
Mhm.
soft or something that feels sexy, right? So slather it on and do it slowly, right? Really incorporate your senses because that's another thing. Like be your own foreplay. This is all foreplay before you can get to anything else. And your foreplay starts in your mind, in your senses, in your body. So go through your senses. So doing the, putting on the body butter, the lotion, the whatever it is that you like, but doing it slowly. So not only you can
Buy
feel the
some
softness
tea.
and all that, you smell the smells. You're just like, this smells amazing. I love this. And if you air dry, cool. Air dry if you want to. Find a sexy scent that you like. Find a scent that you like, whether you're layering it or just one, and you put it on your post points, your wrists. Don't rub them together, but put them on your wrists, inner elbow, your neck, here, behind your knees,
Yep.
and
On your
yes,
ankles
Period.
and the
yeah, on your
Period.
elbows.
Behind
ankles.
the
Thank
knees.
you. I was like, on your ankles,
Behind the
behind your ears,
knees.
like
Don't forget the
put it.
Yes.
ankles. Don't
Yes,
forget
so
the
put it
inside.
all
The inside
Remember
of
over.
the
with them legs up in the air. Just
the
saying.
Correct.
inside
So
of that
put them on
ankle,
your post point
honey.
so that whilst you're laying there, and of course when your body heat starts to go up, you smell all of
Really.
those things, and it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
mixing with your chemistry,
Yeah.
and you're just like, this smells
The
amazing. Not only does
pheromones,
this smell amazing,
everything.
you smell
Yeah.
amazing. Exactly. So it's not just this, it's you, right?
Mhm.
And then, set the lighting. Just like Regina got the beautiful lighting in her background, whatever colors you like, or just dim your lights if you don't have color, dim your lights. I like to put things on my TV. There's plenty of like sounds with the black screen and stuff. Thank God
Mhm.
people created that. Put that on. Or if it's ocean sounds or something and you playing a nice slow playlist that Spotify curated or that you curated, whatever it is, something soft in the background, and just, watch yourself. If you're going to do the mirror work, start top of your head, in your scalp, down your neck, like just different things. Whether I give you one where I'm guiding you through it or you just guide yourself through it. So I love to give them things like the pleasure mapping. Write down some things or just take a mental note and you write it down later so that, and do that a few times so that you can figure out like, okay, you know what I love? I love a mood. I love a good playlist. I love these scents. I love this outfit. If you want to put something on that makes you feel sexy, do that. So I'm a very big advocate of, let's do the work. Get to know yourself. Even if you like, you don't have to do it for an hour. There's no time limit because it's you, it's your body. Whatever feels right for you is what you should do. So, and then same thing, shameless plug real quick. I have classes on my website that go over self pleasure or solo play and sensory awakening and how to go through all of these different things to figure out what it is that you like and how it contributes to your sexual wellness and well. So those are things that I would say to do, but also pretty much everything that Leo said as well on
Yeah.
top of it. So
Mhm.
all of those, but yeah, getting to know yourself is very important because how can you create your boundaries or create your requirements of another person if you don't even know what it is? You talking about, like I said, you talking about you want flowers, and to be honest, you don't even really like flowers for
Or
real,
you know,
but you
like
want
you
it
said,
because
you don't
you
know what
think
kind
that's
of
what
flowers
everybody
you like.
else.
My favorite
Yeah, you
flower
don't
is a
even know what
lily.
kind.
I love lilies.
Right.
Um,
I
I
love
love
to.
lilies, roses, and sunflowers. So a lot of times I can't find lilies. I like roses, and I usually can find a mix of roses and sunflowers,
Mhm.
depending on where I go. So yeah, and it's really about taking the time to get to know yourself and tapping in. Sunshine said, "I buy myself flowers whenever I get the chance because it make me feel good, and I cook my favorite meal." But she also had a question. In response to your question, she said, "How does the woman see herself?" Because that makes a difference as well. How you see
Yes.
yourself a lot of times will determine how you operate in those different spaces. So it will just be
Agreed.
dependent on how the woman sees herself. She also said Zane. Yes, absolutely. Zane books really help you to tap into a whole nother world of
Mm.
sexual things. Now, granted, it's all kind of authors out there who write erotica or all of those kind of things, urban fiction and all of that. But Zane is the OG. Okay,
Yeah.
Zane is
Mhm.
the goat. Zane is and has always been to me a person who can give you the insight so you can start imagining, or the way she writes to a space where you can literally get into a space of imagining like yourself. Because my
Yeah.
favorite book is Sisters of the APF. And
Mm.
baby, I still be like, is this a real thing? Cause
Right. How
you
can I
know,
pledge?
because I want to be part of the Sisters of the APF. I don't care what
Mm,
nobody's talking about. But we do all of this wild shit and then we go back to our regular life during the week.
I'm
Hell yeah,
cool with
sign me up.
it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Sign me up. So yeah. Regina, you got something to add, boo? I'm sure you do.
Okay, so from like my standpoint, um, with the abuser, their main point is to make that person feel less than. And for me, I had to actually go and see someone to basically help me. A lot of people, especially black families, they believe that what happens in the family should stay in the family. Get out of that. Get out of that thinking
Mm.
whatsoever. A lot
Mhm.
of times that thinking can destroy a person from within. And I had to just like break free of that. And so I went and I seen a psychiatrist to help me because I was basically going insane because it wasn't just one person in the family. It was basically the grandfather, the uncle, the other uncle, and the stepfather. So I was
Mm.
getting it all
Yeah.
the way around. So it was like horrible. So um when I moved out at 16. I worked 3 jobs and I moved out to get from up under all of that. And then it was like I didn't want to deal with men. I started dating women and I started dating women. And it was still because of the abuse, it just bled over. So I went and seen a psychiatrist. So I would tell them to go and speak to someone to try to help them. And then once they start speaking, what people don't believe the hype because they try to tell you that your body is ugly, your body is not worthy of love, your body is trash, basically, and it's not. Like I said, it takes a lot. You have to work, they have to work on themselves if they really, really want what is theirs. And if they really want to take their power back, they have to work on themselves. And that's what I had to do. It took, baby, it ain't easy. I'm just gonna tell you, it's not easy, but you have to work on it. And for me, I wanted to take my power back. So I worked on it. And it started out with me taking myself, we going on dates, the little bit, walks in the parks, and me talking to myself and telling myself, looking myself in the mirror, my past does not dictate my future.
Correct.
Telling myself that what they did to me doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me less than. And I just start, I'm a fighter. I've always been a fighter. And when people tell me that I would never be anything because of the situation, then
that changed you.
I show them. Because you telling me because you took this from me that nobody would never want me. Or, well, you was molested. Nobody's going to want that body. Who said that? You said that? Okay, so you trying to play this game. Let me show you. And it's not like I got out here and started trying to sleep with everybody because that's not who I am. But it's just the fact that I had to prove to them, just because you decided that you wanted to be this evil person and do this thing to me, that I still can come out on top. And I did. And so I just started treating myself differently and start loving on myself at a different level that they couldn't understand. I guess they thought because you took this from me, I was going to be, oh my God, what was me? I feel this way. I feel that way. And no.
Right.
My name is Gina Marie, baby, and I am the top notch. What? It's nothing you could do to me, nothing they could do to me to break me. And I think that's what, when they see me, it's like, well, damn, I think she should have been broken.
Yeah.
You can't break me. You tried. You couldn't break me. So it's like, so now I know what I want. I know what I like. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm a beast. I'm a mother freaking beast. I'm going to turn you out all the way out. You better ask your mama. You better ask your mama, where did this girl come from? Because I'm a beast.
And some body butters are edible depending on where you get them from, sir.
Yes, they are.
Yes,
they are.
So kind of navigating back into the space of talking about sound. We are going to talk about discovering or exploring sound play safely, but also doing it sensually. So sound play is about awakening awareness. Okay. So it's about, it's not just about what's said, but how it's said. The volume, the tone, the rhythm, and even the silence between breaths can shape the entire mood. So we're going to tap into how you can break it down. So it'll still be like a juicy experience. So one of the ways when it comes to sound connection, Sound can create emotional safety and amplify desire when used intentionally. So, a whisper can bring partners physically, emotionally closer. A deep moan or groan can signal release, pleasure, or approval, which encourages reciprocity and trust. The rhythm of breath and tone helps partners sync up physically, emotionally, and sexually. So if you've ever noticed, um, if you are in a rhythm with your partner and you slow your breathing and you intentionally slow your breathing, you bring your tone down, you slowly talk, it makes them come closer, they get into the connection deeper, and you're breathing like they have no choice but to hear your breathing, slow down the motion, slow down the activity, and then it creates a more sensual space because now I'm not talking to you regular. I'm not talking to you how I would if we just talking and we around the house and we do. No, I have brought my voice down. It's a lot quieter. It's a lot more sensual. It's a lot more breathy. I want you to hear me, understand me, listen to me. Some people do like rough talking. You can still rough talk in a tone that is not harsh, that's not loud, that's not brash. Um, you can easily draw somebody in with the pleasure in a softer, lighter tone. People listen to you better or are more adapt to listening to you when you use when you talk softer or quiet or when you actually use lighter tones. So, what is one sound that always gets your attention? Something subtle but powerful.
Hmm.
So, the subtle but powerful thing that gets my attention is the tone of a man's voice. If it's especially a man, the tone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a deep voice, but the tone in which he says something. Um, I like when people say my name, but say it in such a way that it is playful. Uh, I don't like when people say my full, like my real name. I don't like when people say my real name, the whole name. Like, we not at school. We not, this not corporate. Like, I don't know. I think sometimes, like, depending on the relationship or the connection with the person, the way you say my name makes a big difference for me. Um, for me, it's how it hits the ear. Like, oh, why would you say my name like that? Like, I've never heard you say my name. Like, because the people who call me Leo all the time, when they switch to calling me by my real name, it is like, oh, don't do that. Please don't do that. That doesn't even sound right coming out of your tongue. Like, no, don't do that. Just stay calling me Leo. Even though we all know my real name is not Leo, please stop calling me by my real name. Just call me Leo. Because sometimes to me, it just sounds too professional, too corporate or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you know me to a certain degree, you calling me by my full name also, it's like, stop playing with me like that. Um, But the tone, I like a powerful voice. Doesn't have to be a deep voice, but I like a voice that has some power with it. Um, Now if it's deep, how you doing, sir? Come closer and say that right here. Get right up in here. Talk to me nice.
Talk to me real nice.
Because I want to hear what you got to say. But that's one of my favorite things. That's one of that's one of my favorites.
I was gonna say the same thing. Like the whole time, that was the whole thing that was going through my head. I was like, besides that, is there anything else? No, it's really the tone of a man's voice. Like when you take the time to lower it an octave, or just again like a certain tone. Is there a certain power behind what you're saying? Um, yeah, just the tone. And same thing as you, the way that it hits your ear, like you're intentionally saying things slower in a certain tone of voice to make me want to hear what you have to say. And I mean, admittedly, I do the same thing. So yeah,
And if you
I like
threaten me
that's
low
what I
key
like.
with a soft tone,
Huh?
I said if you threaten me low key, like stop playing with me.
Listen, that's my favorite, because without getting too much into who I am, my sexual self, um, yes,
But that's what we're here
that
for.
part, that part of me, that brat part of me, she's paying full attention. She's woken up and she's like, what did you have to say? What now?
Say
What?
what now?
Because at that point, then things can go a certain way,
A
and that's a whole
different
nother thing. But
way. Yes,
right, exactly.
ma'am.
But also I'm going to perk up a little bit so I can hear what it is you have to say. Are you
Like a
saying
little
it?
puppy.
Yes. Are you saying it from a distance? Are you coming closer? Especially when you use that tone, when you're closer in my ear, and that shiver. Yes. Please continue to talk to me nice. You want to leave where we're at right now? Like, tell me what it is. Tell me what we're doing.
I'm
Okay, what are we
sad.
doing next?
Okay.
And that I love a matter of fact tone.
Mm-hmm.
Like this what it
Ain't no
is.
questions. Yes.
Yeah,
What is
of
what's
course.
understood doesn't always need to be said, because I said what I said
Correct.
to you. You know what? You're right.
Period.
Yeah.
You're
Say
right.
no
I'm
more.
still I may not do it. I'm still going to clap back a little bit because that's
Of
who I am.
course.
But also, it's because I want you to continue
Because
using that tone to
I
me.
want the
I want the
repercussions
yes.
Yes, I want
of the
all the
not
fucking smoke
doing.
too. Yes, I want all the smoke, because
Period.
it's just going to be good for the both of us. I promise.
Correct. And I'm all for that.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
Yo, yeah. You said what?
Okay.
You said you said to do what or not to do? You said not
Right.
to, right? Okay.
Okay, so I'm finna go do
Noted.
it. Cause who you thought you was talking to?
Who you thought you was talking to? Oh, okay.
Uh, can communication become foreplay when we start listening differently?
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna put y'all on the spot. Okay. I want to hear y'all sexy voice. I want to hear y'all sexy voice when y'all trying to get the attention. Like I'm gonna put y'all on the spot a little bit. Y'all shy? Y'all too shy for that? If y'all
No,
is,
let's
y'all
do
ain't
it.
gotta do it.
Like, no, let's do it. Do you have a script for us? Is there a certain sentence we gotta say?
Um, now y'all can pick your own sentence. What you gonna
Mm,
say, girl? What you
I
gonna
don't know.
say
That's
to
what I'm trying to
him?
think. That's what I'm trying
Okay,
to say.
let me
Like, do you
set the
have something
I
you
scene.
want us
say,
to say?
let me say.
Okay, let me set the scene.
Okay.
He's in your face. He's talking to you. He's he's being very dominant in this moment. Telling you what you need to hear, telling you all the things. And he's like, now tell me about your day. But he's demanding that you tell him about your day. But you know he's not saying it to be rough. he's saying it like, I need to know about your day. I'm here for you. I'm listening to you. Sit your ass down and tell me about your day. How you gonna respond? Look at Gina! My girl done she done got close. Look at her. Yes. Come on, Gina.
Come on, Gina, start.
Oh, come on, glasses. Take them
Come
off.
on.
Okay.
Well, baby, today, let me tell you,
Mm.
darling, today it was so hard.
Come on, darling.
Can I get a little bit closer to you, baby? Let me tell you. Whew, them taxpayers just had your girl. Had my nerves going so bad, baby. Mm, damn, daddy. Look,
She so country and cute.
mm, let me get a little bit closer to you. Oh, daddy, you smell so good.
Yes.
Look, I had this one customer. Baby, I had to take my glasses off because they had mama all stressed out, daddy. But I know as soon as I got home, I knew you was gonna make everything all right, daddy. I
Gonna
knew
make
you would.
everything up.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna. Let me quit, child. Let me quit.
Yes.
Okay, girl. I ain't mad at it.
Mhm.
Oh, that was good.
Thank you.
She was like, I'm coming in to get what I want as well.
You better believe it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna take
I
it.
love it. I'm gonna take it. Yes.
I'm gonna take it.
I love it.
Regina's such
Now
the
you got me
bed. She's
rethinking my
such a bad
answer.
girl.
Now you got me rethinking my answer because I wasn't gonna do all of that, but also, I mean, we're also different people.
Listen, she got you over there like, wait a minute now.
All
Shit.
right. I was like, I didn't know it was a whole performance for real because that's different. But also,
I mean, it ain't gotta be. That's just Regina. She gonna
I'm
perform.
extra. I'm extra all the way around.
I forgot. I forgot because I haven't watched the show in a while, and I forgot that you are extra. So, um, dang. Now you got me all flustered.
Right.
Mm,
Or you don't necessarily even just talk about. You don't even have to just respond, but you can talk about how you would respond. Like, what would you do? How would your body be? How would
mm.
your body language be?
Okay, that I think that I could do better. Instead of that's why I asked. I'm like, did you have something you wanted me to say? Um, but yeah. Um, so for me, my body language, like if you to have someone who is, being like, I need to hear. Uh-oh. Sorry, I think I pressed something on my mic. But for me to have someone who is saying like, I need to hear about your day, um, first again, the brat is gonna kick in like, I mean, you don't have to hear about my day, but if you would like to, of course, I'll indulge you. So I think my body language would be, you know, typically it'll be a lot of eye contact whilst I'm talking to you, and I will lower my tone and my tone of voice, and I will speak to you in this tone of voice. This was my day, and it was a good day. I'm having an even better day now that you're home. Like that kind of thing. That's what I'll be doing. If we're closer together, there will be a lot of physical touch. That I love physical touch. I hope they all do also. But there will be a lot of physical touch. A lot of, like I said, a lot of eye contact, lower tones, um, probably questions back and forth so that I can have that engagement if they will allow it. Um, because I like that kind of back and forth. And I know that my tone will do something, and so will theirs. So, there'll be a lot of heat in that moment because of these different aspects.
Okay, girl.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. D girl.
I'm similar. My body language gonna change. I definitely love physical touch. I love to be in your space.
Mhm.
I love to make sure like that I am in the space with you, having that conversation. I'm gonna lower my tone for sure, because I guarantee you, from my day, my voice will be elevated. So I would definitely have to bring it down some notches. Um,
Mhm.
I love to decompress, like sitting in between your legs, just laying on you, like having a conversation. So I'm definitely gonna be in a vibe.
Yep. Definitely in their bubble.
Yes,
Mm,
all in a space.
mm.
Mhm.
The way to
So
be, baby. That's the way to
Yes.
be.
Right.
absolutely. So for me, um, I'm a straddler. Like I like straddling my person.
Mm.
Um, I don't care if we in the bed or just like sitting on the couch type of thing. Like if you're telling me to get close to you, I'm absolutely gonna be close to you. I'm either gonna be on you or you're gonna be on me. Like um I like to be laid on. I like to lay on sometimes, but I like to be laid on.
That's cool.
Yeah, like lay between my legs and like rest your head on my belly, on my chest, all of that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
I love that. Like wrap your arms around me, cuddle me, get all into me, all in my space. And I'm gonna do the same thing because physical touch and quality time is like top notch for me. But also I'm gonna be in your space, I'm gonna be kissing, I'm gonna be talking. And a lot of times guys really do like my voice. I've heard that a lot more now that I get older. And I'm like, why? I always ask why. I'm just a why kind of girl. Like, why you like my
Me
voice?
too.
And they are always like, I don't know, it's just sultry and da 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 da.
Yeah.
And so I get that a lot. And so if you're my person, I'm definitely gonna be all in your ear. I'm gonna be making noises. I'm gonna be kissing, nibbling, talking to you. Well, Daddy, today my day was really nice. Or them bitches at work was getting on my nerves. But
Hey,
because we gotta tell the truth.
we
You know
gotta
what I'm
even
saying?
it out, man. Gotta be
We
Yep.
real.
got to tell the
Yeah.
truth, you know.
Right.
Babe, my day was really hard today. And I'm so glad that you are here because you are making my day so much better.
Mhm.
And I'm a biter, I'm a nibbler. Like I'm a nibble on your lip, on your neck while I'm
Mhm.
talking.
Uh-oh.
Did she go out?
She did.
I
She
wonder if she got a
did.
call or something. Oh, yeah.
Well, until
I'm
she
sure she'll
comes
be back.
back, I have a poem which is called The Language Beneath the Breath.
Mm.
And it goes, there's a language lovers speak without words, soft and primal, born somewhere between the lungs and the soul. A moan isn't just a sound, it's surrender. It's the body saying, I trust you enough to lose myself here. Each whisper is an electric secret, a vibration that dances among skin, awakening nerves that remember what longing feels like. The air trembles between two mouths, and even silence grows heavy with with wanting. Moaning is not performance, it's presence. It's the music of connection, a rhythm that brings body and spirit. The whisper, through quiet, holds the power to command or console, to pull closer without a single touch. When voices melt into breath, pleasure becomes conversation, raw, divine, unfiltered. Every sound becomes a thread, weaving two energies tighter until they move as one. And in that sacred exchange, the words fade, leaving only pulse, breath, and the beautiful truth of being completely, utterly felt.
I like that.
Thank
That was
you.
really
There
nice.
you go.
I like that.
Mm.
I missed it. What y'all say?
Well, I read a poem called "The Language Beneath the language beneath the breath." Till you came
Ooh.
back, and it was
Okay.
interesting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it
I
was
had
really
a phone
nice.
call. And
That's
if
what
I
we
get a
thought.
phone call while I'm on this
Yeah.
thing, it'll kick me on up out of here. So, but it would definitely be a conversation, just a lot of breath, a lot of closeness, a lot of touching. I think a lot of people miss the opportunity to discover how much touch makes a big difference, or closeness after a long day really makes a big difference.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yep.
Okay, y'all some girls. I like it. Y'all like girly girls.
Yep.
Yep.
I will say I wasn't always this way. I
Mhm.
wasn't. I was definitely like my masculine energy was definitely a lot higher when I was younger. You know, I was definitely the like when it came to being approached, I was the one that was doing the approaching. I was the one that was doing the complimenting and dudes was like taking off guards, but at the same time, I got a lot of more positive response from that. Um I was definitely a lot more assertive. I wasn't someone who would cuddle a lot and things like that. But at some point, something changed. Maybe the right person showed me the right things, and I was just like, okay, I mean, this is actually kind of nice. I like it, you know? Like, so being softer was something that I definitely had to learn, and learning how to be comfortable in the softness, but also still, I I still switch it up. That's why I say, you know, like one that brat side for sure, but also being able to lower my tone in a certain way that it's still I'm still assertive. I'm still being soft, but I'm still going to be assertive because I still very much crave that. So, but yeah, it took me a while, but I love it over here for sure.
Period.
See, you sound like me
It's
because
it's a good space to be. I feel like
yeah.
I was definitely a little more sexually aggressive when
Hmm.
I was younger.
See,
Um, but I also think it played into a lot of what has been said here, understanding and learning
mm,
Hmm.
me, and just knowing, I guess, where my power lie in my own sexuality and
mhm.
things that kind of turn me on.
Right.
So I definitely, grew through that. I'm glad to have grown through it because, like you said, I do love the other side for sure.
Hmm.
But I definitely feel like I was more sexually aggressive when I was younger for sure.
Yeah, I could, you know, I had to remind myself, and actually someone close to me told me like you can't be a thug all the time. Like you can't be a nigga all the time. And I was like, I mean, I can't do both. Like I'm a nigga who wear earrings. So and they're like, yeah,
No,
you
for
can't
real.
be like that all the time, girl. Like, you know, so I had to get out of that. And once I started getting into this side, I also just like you, Leo, had a man who it wasn't really when I was older. I was probably like 25 to be honest. But had a man who he really loved my voice, you know, and he was just like, I don't know what it is. Like it's just you just sound like a powerful woman. And I was just like, what? Like I don't understand what you're talking about. What?
Especially at 25, you're like, boy, shut up.
A
Yes.
fact. I mean, and he was older than me too. He wasn't even my age. He was older than me. So I was just like, powerful woman, like, sir, I'm in school, I'm working, I'm doing all kind of shit. I mean, powerful, what? So, it took a while for me to even be comfortable in that as well and understanding the power of my voice, but also
Yeah.
the power of tone of voice and what that sounds like and what that could look like and what it could do to
Mm-hmm.
people, what it could do to myself. Like I love when I use, my tone of voice to talk to people a certain way or to make sure that people are listening. Like I don't in my everyday, I don't speak loudly. I just can't. Like it hurts my throat. So I just can't speak loudly anyway. So people always want to, are usually listening a little closer, but also just like again, like the power of the voice, the power
Yeah.
of being oral in that way is amazing. Which I mean, honestly, I think I'm gonna use it to do erotic ASMR, to be honest, because
Period.
if they
Uh,
like it, I might as well get paid for it. So
Listen.
Say that.
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. I've always been told something about my voice too. Even
Hmm.
at work, they'd be like, "Who could tell you no?" I'd be like,
Right.
they
Right.
be like, when
Right.
you talk to people over the phone, it switches up. And
Right.
they be
Like you
like,
was
yeah,
getting
they
all
be so
aggressive on the
drawn
phone
in.
and they're
They be
like, "I'm
like,
sorry, ma'am. Yeah, no, it's not that it's you. I was just so upset with it. Like, it's not your fault." I'm like, "Yeah, you damn right it's not my fault. Now,
"You're
let me help
okay,
you
look."
do X, Y."
Yes.
Um, I I know for me, I don't feel like I've been in the space of people or men lately that um that I've been willing to be softer. Um I want to be. It's just that a lot of the men in my life are not necessarily relationship or sexual type of things, but a lot of the men in my life, they really I'm homegirl. So I am like that big sister, even though they might be older. I'm the big
Mhm.
sister. I'm the big little sister to them. And so they don't get the soft, sensual. They get the big sister. They get the big little sister side of me. And so even when I do want to or desire to, I'm not entertaining anybody right now. So I don't even have the opportunity to truly be in that soft, sensual space, which is why I do so much to make sure that I am soft and sensual with myself. I'm soft and sensual in those spaces where I may not be in the presence of somebody, but I'm in the presence of myself when I'm able to be soft and sensual and all of that kind of good stuff. But I definitely be wanting to. Even when it comes down to having conversations, I want to have conversations where I don't have to use my regular voice. I don't want to have to
Mhm.
use my outside voice. I want to use my inside in the dark voice.
Mhm.
I want to
Yes.
talk to you like I'm under the covers
Covers.
and that's the voice I want to use. Like, I want to use this tone of voice, but even softer, even quieter, I like using that voice. I like just talking um, to where I know I have your attention, to where I know that you're listening to me and you're paying attention, but also even when I can command your attention in a different way. And so, I definitely want to get back in this space of that. I want to get back in that space. Um, I want to be around men who like soft women,
Mhm.
not just physically soft. Everybody know I'm physically soft. Physically, I'm soft, but I want to be like literally soft. And the other thing too is that a lot of people always mistake that I'm such a dominant woman. Yes, in my day to day life, but I don't always want to be in a dominant space, or I don't always want to be dominant when it comes to certain things. I want to be able to not be dominant. I want to be a little more submissive, but as my good friend says, the characters be finding me. So they love that dominant, hustle, go get it attitude and whatnot. And I'm like, that's always gonna be me. But also, I'm still a girl's girl. I'm still a
Mm-hmm.
girl. I'm still a girly girl. I'm still a
Mm-hmm.
bratty girl, a submissive girl. Like I like a take charge kind of guy. I like those because
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
take charge, Big Daddy. Because
I
yes,
guess I'm the only one on the panel who don't.
huh?
I said, I guess I'm the only one on the panel who don't because I like to be in charge.
I like to be in charge too, but I'm in charge so much of so many things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Uh-uh.
Let me put it
Take
down,
control.
please. Please
Take
take care of me so I
control.
ain't gotta think no more. I
But
mean, I will say that I do switch though, because I will
I'm a
take
switch.
control in a moment.
I'm a
But
switch.
yeah, but mostly, but
I'm
at,
learning
at the
that
very
I'm
least,
more
I'm
of
gonna
a
start
switch. Gave
soft.
myself credit for being. I'm learning that now. Um, but we get ready to get out of here. But I'm gonna tell y'all a few little things that you all may not have known, but why audio arousal is still considered to be taboo. Audio erotica and sound-based intimacy are still under research and misunderstood. Um, Society prioritizes sight as the dominant sense of arousal, visuals, porn, appearance, but sound often runs deeper emotionally. So sound will tap in more emotionally than it would um, physically. Many people
Mhm.
experience sound fetishes but don't know the terminology, leading to shame or silence. And the rise of audio erotica apps and ASMR influencers show how curiosity is growing. Um, so, researchers suggest triggers mirror neurons, allowing listeners to feel empathy and simulate physical sensations from what they hear, explaining why hearing moans can cause physical arousal. So, the more we tap into sound, um, and the more we discuss sound fetishes and things of that nature, it will continue to create or be more of a present thing. Um, and sound creates presence, which roots us in the moment. If the person wasn't moaning or making sounds, would you be fully engulfed in that moment? No.
No.
You'd
Right.
be wondering what's happening, what's going on, why are you not making sounds, all of those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
sound creates presence and it roots us in the moment. And when used intentionally, it teaches us to slow down and listen, not just with our ears, but with our entire body. Whether it's moaning, whispering, or laughter, these sounds remind us that intimacy is a symphony and everyone's melody is different. So, as we get ready to close out, remember that sound is absolutely a part of the experience. Sound is what creates the bigger moments, the bigger arousal, the bigger pleasurable experience, even in the midst of touching. Touching often creates the opportunity for sound. So, as we create those moments of sound and touching, whispering, moaning, and all of those good things, remember your voice matters, your tone matters, and how you show up in that space absolutely matters. I know we also touched a little bit on pleasure from a solo play perspective, and we'll talk about that a little bit more as well. So make sure that you guys stick around and stay tuned for all the amazing things we got going on with PGC After Dark. We want to thank our girl, Nicole, the Melanated Vixxen, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for
We gonna have
inviting
to
me.
Thank you,
back
Nicole.
on.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We gonna talk about all of the other things you do too, girl. So we'll have you come
Mm.
back in the near future as we continue to talk about all the things. But make sure y'all tap in with Nicole. Tell them where they can find you, honey bun.
Find you, yeah.
So, on a lot of the social media, you can find me at Melanated Vixen. That's Vixen with two X's and not three or one. Also, you can find me on my website, melanatedvixen.com. Linktree at Melanated Vixen. Also, right now, I'm doing a mini masterclass series about sexual wellness and empowerment that you can find. I haven't put up the dates for November yet, but if you go to my website, I've got the playbacks for those that you could buy, and it has the whatever worksheets I had with that as well. Also, you can go to my website for two freebies. One is going to be 5 signs that your sexual wellness needs attention, and then the follow up to that, steps on um, how to enhance your sexual wellness. So
Ooh, you
definitely check
send
out
me
my
those
website.
links. I can share them on
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Facebook page.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, if you go to any of my socials or my website, you'll find all of that, the links to that as well. And of course, Leo will have that for you. But yeah, you can find me there or at your local sex expo or whatever. If y'all know about something, I will be glad to pull up, do a workshop, a panel discussion, whatever it is you need. But yes, I am Nicole. Thank you so much for inviting me. I had a lot of fun with y'all. And of course, I'll be glad to come back.
Absolutely. We
Absolutely.
can't wait. We want you to come on back with us, girl. And
Yeah.
we got your friends coming next week, honey. We got the
Oh,
ladies
really?
of OMG.
OMG?
I think this is the one. Yes.
Yes.
Next week, we
Yes.
have Soft Power exploring caregiver dynamics with our guest, Miss Kiki Love and Miss Nisha B of Orgasmic Melanin Goddesses. They will be joining
Yes.
us next week. So make sure y'all come back as we close out Kink Month. And on Tuesday, we will also be having another discussion on PGC Tuesdays. So make sure you tap in with us on Tuesday. We closing out Kink Month, and it ain't gonna be nice. It's gonna be a little nasty.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
Check out all my cover
nasty.
posts, by the way. I almost forgot about that because I've been posting a bunch of different things all month for Kicktober. So check out all my socials to,
Yeah,
learn a little something about the different kinks and fetishes that we have going on.
period. Make sure y'all tap in with our girl Nicole. We want to thank y'all for spending y'all Friday night with the Crazy Rich Aunties right here on PGC After Dark. Catch us next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you missed the episode, you can check them all out on our YouTube channel or wherever you stream your favorite podcast because we are there. All right. But whatever you do, keep it grown, keep it sexy, keep it classy, and always keep it spicy. Good night,
Yes.
the Crazy Rich Aunties and PGC After Dark. We up out of this thing. We love y'all. Hope to see y'all next week. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Trust, dependency, love, respect, passion, pain, intimacy, pleasure. I sit here stuck inside my head, remembering you and I analyze all those things you said. You told me you loved me, you kissed and you hugged me, then you smiled, look in my eyes and tell me that you'll always be